This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the, I gotta check the date, January 30th edition of the Kubernetes Contributor Summit weekly meeting for Amsterdam in April 2023. On today's edition, we have special guest. No, we don't have special guests. We have an agenda, and we're going to go through it. And I'm trying to make it fun because it's the morning for me, so I might as well, make it fun. If you have not already put your name in the document that I'm linking in the chat right now, please do so, so that we have a record of your attendance. Then we shall get on to our agenda. First, updates from the leads. That is myself and Puya and Nigel. Puya's not here. We had a conversation starting on Friday, which should have started earlier, but it didn't, about the questions in the registration form. We noticed that there's a standard question of, what are you interested in, that the LF puts in every LF form, which includes things like cloud security, blah, blah, blah. And we thought, hey, it might be a good idea to include that in our form, something that is more relevant to what we do and what we are working on. So this is sort of a question that we are posing to the group, though realistically it is mostly to the reg and content folks. Do we want to add one or more questions to the registration form? And in fact, I have a document discussing it, which I will also link into the chat right now. And folks can give their input. We'd like to have this shored up by the end of the day, so we can discuss what would be useful. Do we want to talk about event types? Do we want to talk about individual topics? Which ones do we want to have before versus after? Considering the attendance that we get for our typical post-event survey anyway. I think we had, 15 responses from the last survey. We don't tend to get a lot. 16, oh, I was close. There we have it. Take a look at that. Throw your thoughts into some suggestions and comments, and we'll try and get that hashed out by the end of the day. That's all we got. Moving along. Next up, CNCF updates from Brienne. Let's see what she dumped into this document. Oh, we have an umbrella issue. Hooray. We have an updated branding as well. I'm going to open that link. And we have a schedule link. So first of all, the umbrella issue, good. We will put some deadlines in here. We will link back to this from the staffing issue, which if you missed the last meeting, all of our leads are complete. Most of the leads have picked their shadows, which I still need to update our GitHub issue on. And if you haven't, do so. I already spoke with Federico for Ops. He's got time to worry about that later. So we have an umbrella issue. We have updated branding and signage, which has updated 2020 to 2023. Fantastic. I think we all agreed that we liked that. And Sketch is ready to go live. Who wants to be an admin? That's a good question.
I'll reach out to Brienne once I finalize the shadows today, and I'll let her know that myself and a few, maybe one or two select other shadows, so that we can transpose the content once we got the schedule sorted out.
Do you want the leads to be admins as well, just to back you up in case something goes wrong?
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense for all the leads, but a subset of the leads so that we have some additional coverage, yes.
Okay, cool. I'll talk with Puya and Nigel, and we'll figure out which ones of us want to get in there. That answers that question. Next up, content with Jason. What are we thinking so
Yes.
far? What do we got?
So everything I was planning on doing last week, I'll push to this week because we had an internal, some candidates need to be interviewed internally because of the company layoff taking effect and all that fun stuff. So finalizing the shadows, and then we're starting to hash out the initial content plan on the table for this week.
Awesome. Fantastic. And it's not even February yet. We are on point, people. We're doing great.
So close.
Which leads to the next part, communications with Chris. If we talked a little bit about scheduling, what you got for us, Chris?
Yeah, so I met with the team on Friday just to talk about how shadowing works, how we'll divide up labor, that kind of thing. And then I reached out to Noah to be like, hey, so, Reg is next in the schedule, but is the schedule too much? Not enough? Is it, good as is? And then, do we want to set any benchmark dates for certain communications?
And you shared a doc with us. Fantastic. So you've already got all the ideas lined up. My primary comment on it was it feels like we have a lot of communication that is, I don't want to say it's, first time communication, but it's here's new communication. We don't really have any reminders in there. But also we don't want to inundate people. We don't want it to get lost in noise. So I'm going to pose this question more to the emeritus folks and the folks that have been around and done this a lot longer as well. How many reminders do you think we should have? 1, 2?
So usually what would end up happening is we'd send an email, like we'd sort of stage our updates to the website and everything. So every email we're putting out had at least one new thing in it.
And then we use the new content as a
as
thing to
both
hit your
a
reminders on.
driver and a reminder of the summit itself.
Okay. I like that.
So like the reg one should be opening up soon. If CFP is launching at a different time, the next email could be like CFP and various update on, hey, we got the social location. Hey, reg is closing in 2 weeks. Okay, reg is closing in 1 week. You have your those are sort of the last little reminders that sort of come through.
Okay. So there you go, Chris. That answers your primary question.
The big thing, like each time we send one of those emails out with a new thing, we would see more people register. So like,
yeah,
it's just a nice way to do that.
That is the goal.
Yeah.
Okay. We had some comments from Josh. Reminders in general. Reminders to Reg. And as Bob just pointed out, that works. And a question to Chris, can you give him something for LWKD? I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. I wonder if somebody, one of your shadows, just put them in charge of remembering every Monday to send me a Noah or file an issue on the LWKD repo with whatever updates you have that week, then we'll include it.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be great.
Fantastic. You got anything else for us, Chris? As I go back to the doc.
No, I think that answers all my questions and we know what to do next.
Awesome. Well, since next up is Reg, let's go to the next in the list, which is Reg with Mars.
Oh, yay. Yes, we just need to finalize the registration form. I'm not sure if we want to ask the question. I think we should ask the question extra, so we can avoid it afterwards. If we can do it today, it'll be fantastic. So we can start testing the registration forms and send out an email later that, hey, registration is open. That would be nice. Basically, we are ready to go. The sooner we start, the better. Ideally, this week. Yeah.
Hooray!
Yay, it's happening.
Okay. That's all we got because we don't have people signed up yet. So cool. We'll try and get the question finalized by the end of the day today so that we can get that launched and then we can get Reg launched this week. According to Brianna, said it takes a couple days. Next up, we have conversation about the celebration with Xander. Xander's not here. He said he has no updates. Moving on. Federico, Ops. Got anything to say?
Hello. Not much, but enough. So essentially, as we discussed last week, I already had the conversation with you, so you're aware of that. But just keep putting that out there for the others. So I now have a much better understanding of what is expected from my role, and with that, I would say that. There's not a lot for me to do currently, except what I'm focusing on for this week, which is essentially to onboard the existing shadows, explain a bit the responsibilities and confirm their availability for being physically there, etc. And also start to work on the spreadsheets based on the one that you shared with me around the rooms, etc. Although that is highly dependent on the meeting agenda. Unless I'm missing something, this is my plan for this week.
On point.
Excellent. Thank you.
Awesome. Next up, SIG meet and greet with Kim. Is Kim on the call? I don't see Kim on the call. Okay. Kim's not on the call. Laura, you reached out to me. Are you on board with getting into the SIG meet and greet? Because I feel like Kim might be able to use a hand or two on that.
Yeah, I sent Kim a Slack message last week. We replied back and forth a little bit. She was traveling, so we didn't get a chance to meet yet, but I told her I'd help her with it.
Awesome.
But I have no updates on it. I just offered help, so.
That's all we got. Anybody got anything else? This is a quick meeting. We're hitting the Reg milestone, hopefully by the end of today. And later this week we can launch. So everybody's doing great. Keep up the good work, everybody. I got nothing else to add. Going once, going twice. It's old. Ending the recording.